Run the Jewels is the X-Men, right? It's us as a group, me, LP, Trackstar. We have this world that's the uncanny X-Men. Well, in my character, you get the superhero of Killer Mike, but there's still this story that this 9-year-old kid, just this regular human kid. Hey, what's up? This is Killer Mike, and this is Billboard News.
It's Tetris with Billboard News, hanging out with Grammy-winning rapper Killer Mike. Man, what's up?
Man, trying to get back to more Grammys, man.
Hey, I like to hear that.
Niggas talk to me about that woke ass shit. Yeah. Same niggas walking on some broke ass shit.
I actually think this is the first time I've had another Georgia brother on the couch with me.
Good Red Clay brothers, man. Good to be here.
There we go. I'm happy to have you. We're gonna get back to Georgia, but let's jump into this music right now.
Let's do it.
So, Michael, the album. Obviously, naming the album that, you know, it's got to be really personal for you. So why'd you decide to do Michael?
It really is. If you look at the cover, it's a buck-toothed little kid with a halo and some horns popping out. And that really is the spirit of that record. At 9 years old, when I did that school picture, I decided I was going to be a rapper. And there's something about a kid's imagination. Once it says you can do it, it's not impossible. But this record is about a 9-year-old black boy, essentially, grows up in an all-black enclave in Atlanta, Georgia, which is a black city in the deep South. And he blossoms, and he and this city and this music all grow up together. And it's that journey. So it's deeply personal records on there like Shed Tears that talks about, you know, as a man, you're gonna endure some hardships and pains. And the women who love you, whether it's your mother, your wife, lover, your daughters, people cheer for you. And sometimes you just gotta go in the bathroom and shake yourself up, let a few tears flow, and then go out and conquer the world. I just wanted people to understand that the superhero, Killer Mike, that was created in the imagination of this 9-year-old boy, it was really started by this 9-year-old boy named Michael.
That's incredible. And I want to touch on a few of those tracks. You've had some great women in your life. Obviously, you lost your mother and your grandmother.
Yep.
But I heard this was the first time you've ever actually rapped about it.
A black boy born to a teen mama gets regarded as a leader by his people, mama.
My mother and my grandmother are two of my most trusted confidants when they were here. My grandmother reared me on a day-to-day basis, and my mom was only 16 years older than me. And she was like a friend, like a big sister, like a confidant, like a mentor. And it's best described as, I remember at a funeral services, one of the homies, a young man that she had helped kind of mother, he said, "I can't imagine how you feeling, Mike, but I just feel like I just lost my coach." And I said, "Man, that's exactly how I feel." You know, so Betty and Denise are always with me. They're under here now in my most prized piece of jewelry, which is something my wife bought for me. It's my mother on one side and my grandmother on the other. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that not only are missing mothers and grandmothers, missing fathers, missing brothers and sisters. And mourning is something hard to do. I'd never uttered the words, "My mama's dead," until I recorded that song. And me getting the chance to finally say my mama's dead and my grandmother's dead, it gave me an opportunity to finally grieve.
My mama dead, her mama dead, her mama died in my arms, my mama said it wasn't fair, her mama raped.
You're no stranger, obviously, to great activism. People love you for it. Did you incorporate that into the album at all, and a lot of your voices that you have in the political spectrum?
Well, it's not purposely social or political in that way. Like rap music, I had a very overtly, 11 years ago, political record in Reagan and social record that kind of called us to task as entertainers, as a community, called our government to task, called the oligarchs to task.
They declared the war on drugs, like a war on terror. But what it really did was let the police terrorize whoever, but mostly black boys.
But this record was just about the situations of a kid that grew up not understanding and learning. So it's less political or even social and more personal. I'm politicized not because I read a book and got politicized, because my grandmother, from the time I was 5 years old, I was at her skirt hem and I was working for, you know, whichever candidate she was supporting, that's who I was supporting. And then I come home and her and my grandfather argue because he was more libertarian in his views. So I saw two people who loved each other disagree. So I think I became politicized mainly because my grandmother taught me that's what you're supposed to do.
You being obviously a black man, being a rapper, people think, oh, obviously liberal, left.
Yeah.
But then you also have policies or things that you believe in, like maybe guns or your relationship with Kim.
Absolutely.
And maybe people are like, wait a minute, what's going on there?
Absolutely.
So how do you feel kind of that divide in that when you—
Well, there's no divide. The divide is with you. I don't have to pick a team. All I have to do is stay hyper-local and pragmatically do what is best for me, my family, and my greater community. In terms of my governor, my current governor in Georgia is Brian Kemp. Georgia has one of the strongest economies, even through COVID. We've recovered faster. When it comes to appointing black judges, when it comes to making sure the Georgia Public Defenders League is funded and things of that nature, he's done more right than wrong on a hyper-local level to me. So I'm not going to say that I'm not going to talk to you because the candidate I supported the first time around didn't win. I'm going to say I'm a taxpayer, I have to engage you, and I'm going to engage you on the behalf of not only my own household, my own community. You don't have to always agree with the person on the other side of the table, but if you're given space to have the conversation, what you do is you help you grow better understanding out there. And the fact that a rapper from the west side of Georgia has freedom to communicate with the governor of Georgia on the behalf of his community that can benefit his community, that's a unique circumstance, and it's not one I'm willing to give up because someone is angry that I'm talking to a white guy.
I got you, and I've been excited to talk to you about this. So let's bring it back to music. And obviously, you have been very vocal about freedom of speech in lyrics and with the case with Young Thug and all of that.
Yeah.
So in your speaking about that, tell me how it affects you as an artist when you're in the studio, when you're making an album like Michael, and you're being honest that these lyrics could be used in a court case. Like that's just a journey we've taken.
Yeah, I'm fighting like hell to make sure that doesn't happen. I gave tribute to Thug in the Run video.
I keep this shit on the tightrope, on the PJ with no night clothes. We just had foot wise tight though.
If I rap about speeding down I-20 toward West Georgia, I don't think you should be able to give me a ticket for that. Freedom of speech is something I fight for the people I disagree with vehemently. Because if I only fight for freedom of speech for the people I agree with, soon we'll become the authoritarians and we'll make speech and we'll make propaganda our bludgeon to quiet other people that we disagree with.
Well, thank you for speaking on that. And to bring it back a little bit lighter before I let you out of here, I do want to talk about some Georgia stuff. So what do you think about music coming out of the A now? Anybody we should be checking for? I was at Latto's Coachella show and I was I got teared up. I
love her.
She proud of her.
I feel the same way about her. She's the best. That I love about Tip and Gucci and Jeezy, like in one human being, the ass with a splash of girl and vanilla. She is absolutely amazing. Summer is absolutely amazing. I support and love all the young artists that are coming out of there. I think what Baby's been able to do is amazing. Future's had a hell of a 10-year run. The Dungeon family had set a great precedent back in the early 90s and it continues on. I love what QC has done as a label. Lil Yachty is one of my favorite guys. He's amazing.
Thank you, man. Well, I really appreciate you hanging out with us, man. It's been great having a conversation.
I love and respect.